All right, so we're going to play a classic video for everybody out there, and then we want to get you to weigh in on what went on and what was going through Eric Sims's mind.
Just go on. Bring me fucking here if you don't know. Piece of wire. What the fuck you doing to me? You want to do anything? You want to do anything about it?
Oh!
What the fuck you doing to me? You trying to steal my fucking gimmick? This man know where I come from, and I know he come from. What the fuck you bring me here?
No, well, you need to get security.
Fuck you, fuck the security. I respect like those as hell, no? You treat you like that? I know you're from Georgia, man. That was his fucking fault. Don't fucking tell me I get started. You're a fucking asshole. You bring me here to treat me like that? That was your fucking fault. I respect you, man. I know you're from Georgia, but don't never ever insult me again.
So that's back from 2006. So that's about 17. That's about 17 years ago. So what you didn't see there was Bruno was with us also. San Martino, living legend. So I took Bruno over there because just shake hands, maybe good for a photo opportunity. Because maybe you make a promo picture out of it. So Warrior was very nice and shook Bruno's hand, was very respectful. And I should preface this by saying, evidently there was some unwritten thing that said the Warrior didn't want to see anybody, be around anybody, didn't want to talk to anybody. But I never got that message. So so everything went good with Bruno. So I said, let me bring Sheik over there. I got a picture with him and Hogan. I got a picture with him and The Rock. I got a picture with him and Austin. Let's do something with him and Warrior. That would make a good picture that we could sell at shows. So I was just hoping for a photo op, and I'm hoping Warrior to be cool and just take the picture. But evidently, I didn't know there was heat there. So what you saw ensue happened. So Warrior refused to shake his hand, and Sheik didn't want to be embarrassed, and then he blew up at me for bringing him over there, and then what happened, what you saw happened, and then he he got mad, he slapped me, and I wasn't quick enough to block it, and
so much for that Israeli jiu-jitsu.
It's just a basic. No, it's not jiu-jitsu. It's just a simple block. But anyway, what do I do? He hits me. Do I turn around in public and I already knew cameras were going because that was right 2006, right at the start of the YouTube stuff and videotaping and this and that, and what do I do? I'm in a bad spot. How do I make this better? Do I one strike the Sheik back and possibly beat him, possibly knock him out? I'm still an asshole. Do I try to attack him back?
Delusional.
Then for some reason he kicks my ass, which he's supposed to do, because he's a celebrity, So I thought twice about that, and plus it's on tape, and I didn't want to do anything. So the third option was just walk away and regroup, and we'll just figure it out another day when cooler heads prevail.
Does he apologize for slapping you in public like that?
We spoke privately about it, and he did apologize. We talked about it at length, in the hotel room, and it just, we just agreed to move on, work better, because I told him, you don't hit me anymore, or it's going to be done. We're done. I mean, I don't care. You yell, scream, do the gimmick, but when it gets physical, no, that's where I draw the line. I can't.
Eric, I know it's business first.
But wait a second. But now that the slap goes in, it's like, how do I make chicken salad out of chicken shit? So now I'm gonna have to be slapped everywhere I fucking go because we already saw it. So I'm already in my mind thinking that's what's gonna happen. that's a new part of the act.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were immediately processing the dollars and the cents, because I think you know me by now. If you slap me in the face, I don't care who you are, we're going to have an issue. So did you right away, like, think dollars and cents?
No, right away I was pissed as shit.
I would figure.
Just, as I was thinking about it, as the days went on and, months went on, it's like, how do I make chicken salad out of chicken shit? So, and how do I, listen, that, along with other stuff, got us to Pharrell, got us to the Stern Show, got us, all that stuff got us to where we, help get us to the next level. So,
do you look back on that slap with like pride after all these years? Because after all, it's a pretty memorable moment. It's what you're known for in a lot of ways.
I have a hard time watching the videos of myself. I just, I kind of, it's, I guess it's part of my legacy, but I'm kind of embarrassed. It's just like embarrassing to watch. It's like, for me, it's hard to watch that stuff because it's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm real sensitive like that. I don't like, I guess that's what I'm remembered for, or, whatever. But, I want to be remembered for other things as well. Just not like, the public scoldings of, or the being humiliated by the Sheik all the time, even though that was kind of my role. But, I want to be known for the guy who actually took care of Sheik in his downtime, helped reinvigorate him, reinvent him for the independent scene, and just, made him get him to the, showed up to his appearances and just help him make a living, when, WWE and, WCW, everybody closed the door on him.